15 shocking reasons why God put a cat in your life. Have you ever gazed at your cat, the way they seem to materialize out of thin air, observing you with those ancient, all-knowing eyes, and asked yourself if, perhaps, their arrival in your world signifies something much larger than simple coincidence? Welcome back to Meowrange, our cozy, podcast-style corner of the internet where we uncover fascinating facts, share heartwarming tales, and reveal surprising insights about our beloved feline friends. Here, we explore not merely what cats do, but why they do it, and how those tiny, mysterious gestures might actually be specific messages meant solely for you. Because today, we are diving deep into a topic most people never stop to consider: the hidden, divine reasons why your cat may have been placed in your path by something far greater than random chance. And believe me, one of these reasons might just transform the way you view your cat forever. So, before we start, let's perform one small act of kindness. Not for this channel, but in honor of your cat. If you believe that love, comfort, and healing are things that deserve to be shared, go ahead and tap that like button and subscribe right now. You won't regret it. And I promise, by the time we finish this video, you will see your feline companion in a completely new, radiant light. Let's begin. Number 1. They arrive when you need healing the most. Have you ever realized that cats seem to manifest exactly when your life feels its heaviest? When you are feeling lost, nursing a broken heart, or just quietly exhausted by the world? Scientists might label this as mere coincidence, but those of us who own cats know the truth. Cats possess an uncanny, almost supernatural ability to sense human emotion. Research has proven that cats can detect subtle shifts in our tone of voice, our scent, and even the rhythm of our heart rates. When you are anxious or grieving, your body releases distinct chemical cues, and your cat picks up on them instantly. But what is truly magical is how they choose to respond, not with pity, but with pure presence. Unlike humans, cats do not ask prying questions or offer unsolicited advice. They simply sit beside you, purring softly, serving as a reminder that true healing doesn't always require words. Many cat owners report that their pets appear during the hardest chapters of their lives, during breakups, severe illnesses, or deep loss, almost as if they were sent on a mission. If your cat joined your life during a painful season, do not dismiss it. Perhaps that was the universe's way of telling you, you are not alone. So, the next time your cat curls up near you on a difficult day, pause for a moment. That quiet companionship is their form of sacred medicine. Number 2. Their purring is a divine frequency of restoration. Now let's discuss that sound that feels like pure magic, the purr. You have heard it 1,000 times, but have you ever wondered why it feels so incredibly healing? Science tells us that a cat's purr vibrates between 25 and 150 Hz, which happens to be the exact same frequency range used in modern medical therapies for healing broken bones and repairing soft tissue. In other words, their bodies are literally tuned to repair and restore, not just themselves, but you as well. When a cat purrs on your chest or rests near your heart, your body subconsciously synchronizes with that rhythm. Your blood pressure lowers, your stress hormones dissipate, your breathing becomes even and steady. Studies have actually shown that cat owners are 30% less likely to die of heart attacks. And this isn't just because of the love they give. It is biology, and perhaps something divine, working in tandem. So when your cat purrs, don't just hear the noise, feel it. That is not random sound. That is an ancient song of comfort passed down through the ages, ever since the first wildcat purred beside a human fire. Maybe, just maybe, that is how angels sound when they don't want to be seen. Number 3. They reflect what is hidden inside you. Have you ever noticed how your cat's behavior seems to shift and change depending on your mood? When you are calm, they are affectionate and sweet. When you are stressed or chaotic, they seem to disappear. It isn't your imagination. It is emotional reflection. Cats are extremely sensitive to the energy surrounding them. A 2019 study published in Behavioral Processes confirmed that cats can read human emotions simply by observing facial expressions and tone. Spiritually speaking, that makes them mirrors of the human soul. If your cat avoids you during times of chaos, maybe it isn't rejection. Maybe it is reflection. They are showing you exactly how your energy feels from the outside. And when they approach you again, it is because you have softened, centered yourself, or found your calm once more. So, the next time your cat stares quietly into your eyes, take a deep breath. They aren't judging you. They are showing you to yourself. That is a divine gift that most humans never learn how to give one another. Number 4. They choose you, not the other way around. Let's be honest with ourselves. We like to think we adopt cats. But deep down, we know that isn't true. They choose us. Animal behaviorists confirm this fact. Cats form selective attachments. Unlike dogs, they don't bond with just every human they meet. They choose based on scent, tone, emotional consistency, and something else scientists cannot fully explain: energy resonance. Have you ever had a cat walk straight to you in a room full of people, or one that appeared outside your home and simply refused to leave? That isn't luck. That is recognition. It is as if they sense a familiar frequency within you, something they have known before. And when a cat chooses you, it is the universe assigning you a guardian wrapped in fur. In ancient Egypt, cats were seen as the protectors of divine order. They were believed to keep evil spirits away and bring balance to the home. Thousands of years later, they still serve that very same role. Only now, it is personal. So if your cat found you in a way that felt almost fated, maybe it was. Maybe your souls were meant to meet all along. Now, take a second to think back. How did your cat come into your life? Was it planned, or did it feel like destiny? Like a tiny miracle that just walked through your door one day? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. I love hearing your stories, how your cat arrived, what changed after they came, and what you have learned from them. Because these stories aren't just coincidences. They are part of something bigger, a pattern of connection that keeps repeating across the world, across different lives. Cats don't just enter homes. They enter hearts. Maybe that is why they appear right when life feels unbearable, right after a heartbreak, a loss, or a major change. Maybe that is why so many people say the same thing: my cat saved me. Because sometimes when words can't heal, silence can, and sometimes that silence has whiskers. But there is something even more mysterious that many cat owners have felt, something that goes beyond comfort or companionship. Some say their cat showed up after a tragedy, as if to protect them. Others claim their cat behaves in ways that feel almost otherworldly, watching over them, sensing things unseen. And while science may not yet have an explanation, the truth might be far simpler and far more profound. Perhaps your cat's presence in your life isn't just chance. It is a calling, a quiet mission from the divine. Have you ever felt that your cat was protecting you, not just in a cute, comforting way, but in a way that felt almost spiritual? You might laugh at the thought of a tiny ball of fur acting as a guardian. But the truth is, there is more science, instinct, and mystery behind that feeling than most people realize. Our cats don't just share our homes. They watch over them. And sometimes what seems like ordinary behavior hides a deeper, divine purpose. Number 5. They guard your energy and your home. Picture this. You are sitting alone and suddenly your cat raises its head, staring intensely at a corner of the room as if it sees something invisible. The fur rises slightly, eyes go wide, tail flicking slowly. There is no sound, no movement, yet something has clearly caught their attention. Most cat owners have seen this moment and felt that eerie shiver. But relax. What your cat is sensing isn't supernatural in a scary way. It is simply sensitivity on a level humans no longer possess. Cats can detect microvibrations, tiny changes in air currents, and even electromagnetic shifts. Their whiskers are so finely tuned they can sense the air moving around an approaching insect. In ancient cultures, this extraordinary perception made cats symbols of protection. Egyptians believed they guarded homes from evil spirits. Japanese folklore still honors Maneki Niko, the beckoning cat, as a guardian of luck. Today, science confirms they protect us in quieter ways, lowering stress, detecting illness, and giving us a sense of peace that rewires our brains for safety. So, when your cat sits facing the door, staring out the window, or resting near your bed while you sleep, it isn't random. It is vigilance. It is their way of saying, I've got this. If your cat does that often, drop a comment and tell me about it. I love reading these stories. It is amazing how cats seem to guard us without ever being asked. Number 6. They teach you the art of presence. Have you ever tried to meditate and failed because your mind simply won't stop racing? Watch your cat. They are natural-born monks. Cats don't worry about tomorrow. They don't replay yesterday's mistakes. They live entirely in the now. the warm patch of sunlight, the flutter of a curtain, the slow rhythm of their own breath. This mindfulness isn't just poetic. It is scientific. Studies show that observing calm animal behavior can lower cortisol, regulate breathing, and even reduce symptoms of anxiety. When your cat stretches, yawns, and curls into a ball, your brain mirrors that calmness. You are literally tuning into their peace frequency. Next time you catch yourself lost in stress, pause. Look at your cat. Their stillness is an invitation, a living reminder that peace doesn't come from control, but from presence. Let your cat be your teacher. Let them show you how to live like the moment is enough. Number 7. They connect you to the rhythm of nature. Even if your cat lives strictly indoors, something ancient still guides them. The moon, the sun, the earth's quiet rhythms. Cats are deeply attuned to natural cycles. Their activity peaks at dawn and dusk, matching the transitions of light. Their bodies sense changes in weather hours before humans do. They will hide before storms or become restless before the barometric pressure drops. Their instincts are nature's whispers. In a world where we are glued to screens, cats are living reminders that we are part of something bigger, a rhythm we have forgotten how to hear. When your cat stretches in the sunlight or listens to the rain with unblinking eyes, they are teaching you something sacred. Slow down. The universe moves quietly, and so should you. Try syncing your routines to theirs. Feed them at the same hours. Open the window for them in the morning light, or simply watch how they move with time instead of against it. You will start to feel it, that calm alignment that only nature gives. Sometimes the way back to peace is as simple as following a cat's footsteps. Number 8. They sense what words cannot express. Here is something most cat owners learn sooner or later. Your cat knows how you feel long before you say a single word. If you have ever cried and your cat suddenly appeared, curling beside you without a sound, that is not a coincidence. Cats pick up on subtle biological cues, the change in your heartbeat, the slight shift in your scent, the micro tremors in your breathing. They feel it all. In 2020, a behavioral study in animal cognition found that cats recognize emotional cues from their humans and adjust their behavior accordingly, approaching, touching, or staying close when we are sad or afraid. It is empathy without words. Spiritually, that empathy runs deeper. Many cultures believe cats act as emotional filters. They absorb what we cannot handle. When you are overwhelmed and your cat suddenly insists on sitting on your chest or lap, it isn't just affection. It is transference. They are taking part of your weight so you can breathe again. So don't push them away when they approach you during your low moments. They are not there out of curiosity. They are there out of love. And maybe that is why so many people feel comforted by their cat's quiet gaze. It isn't just observation. It is connection. They don't need to understand your words because they already understand you. Every cat owner has a story. A night they couldn't sleep until their cat came and lay across their feet. A time they were sick and their cat refused to leave their side. A moment of panic eased by a single purr. Tell me yours. Really, leave a comment. I try to read and reply to all of them because every one of these moments is proof of something extraordinary. Proof that love doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just watches silently from across the room. And maybe that is what makes cats so special. They aren't here to fix us or to obey us. They are here to balance us, to remind us of stillness in motion, of silence that heals, of presence that protects. Maybe that is what God intended when He sent them into our homes, small, furred reminders that peace doesn't come from outside, but from within. But sometimes, their guidance goes even deeper, beyond comfort, beyond companionship, into lessons about love, trust, and the soul itself. Because what if the way your cat behaves toward you is actually teaching you something about yourself? What if your cat isn't just here to comfort you, but to teach you, not through words or rules, but through quiet wisdom, ancient as the rhythm of their heartbeat? Cats have been our companions for thousands of years, but anyone who has lived with one knows. They don't serve humans, they guide them. In their silence, they carry messages about trust, love, patience, and freedom. Messages that, if we listen closely, can completely transform the way we relate not only to them, but to ourselves. Number 9. They remind you that love doesn't need words. When was the last time you really felt loved? Not because someone said it, but because they showed it. Your cat knows that kind of love instinctively. Cats speak in silence. A slow blink is "I love you." A gentle head bump means "You are mine." Curling up beside you without a sound, that is their version of saying, "You are safe with me." Science supports this, too. Research from the University of Tokyo found that cats recognize their owners' voices, even if they don't always respond. They know who we are. They just choose to show affection differently. In actions, not noise. So when your cat watches you from across the room, tail curled gently, eyes half closed, that is love. Pure, unspoken, unconditional. Try speaking their language back. Next time they gaze at you, blink slowly. It feels silly, but it is proven. Cats see that as a genuine sign of affection. It is a tiny, wordless, "I love you too." Love doesn't always need to be loud. Sometimes it is as soft as fur and as quiet as a heartbeat beside you. Number 10. They challenge you to earn trust and keep it. If you have ever tried to win over a shy cat, you know how humbling it can be. You cannot rush them. You cannot demand affection. You can only deserve it. Cats are masters of boundaries. They teach you to respect space and consent. They remind you that love built on pressure isn't love at all. Psychologists actually use this dynamic to study empathy and patience. When you learn to respect a cat's signals, the flick of a tail, the angle of their ears, you develop emotional intelligence. You learn that trust isn't taken, it is given. And when your cat finally curls up in your lap, it isn't out of obedience. It is out of choice. That is the purest kind of loyalty there is. If you are the kind of person who has ever felt unappreciated or overlooked, look at your cat. They see you. They just express trust differently. Every blink, every soft purr near you is a message. You have earned this. Love from a cat is never free. It is sacred and it is real. Number 11. They bring harmony to solitude. There is a kind of loneliness that even words cannot fill. But cats understand that space because they live in it too. They can spend hours alone, watching light move across the wall or listening to birds through a window, perfectly content. And somehow, just by being near, they make your own solitude feel peaceful instead of empty. A study published in Frontiers in Veterinary Science found that cat owners reported significantly lower feelings of loneliness, even when living alone, compared to people without pets. The reason? Cats give companionship without intrusion. They allow you to exist as you are without forcing you to speak or perform. That is rare in life, to be loved for simply existing in silence. So if you ever sit alone and your cat quietly curls beside you, understand that moment for what it is. Connection in its purest form. You are not alone. You are sharing silence. And that kind of togetherness is divine. Talk to them sometimes, even if it feels silly. Cats might not understand every word, but they recognize tone, warmth, rhythm. They know when love is in your voice. And maybe that is why so many people say their cats help them through heartbreaks, grief, or depression. They don't fix the pain. They make it bearable. Number 12. They teach you the sacred balance between freedom and love. Cats are mysterious creatures, fiercely independent, yet deeply attached. They will disappear for hours, then return as if nothing happened, rubbing against you like you were their home all along. It is easy to misread that as indifference, but it is actually wisdom. Cats embody one of life's hardest lessons. You can love deeply without losing yourself. Their behavior mirrors healthy attachment, the kind psychologists call secure independence. Simply put, they teach us that real love doesn't mean constant presence. It means knowing you can go and still be welcome when you return. Watch how your cat moves through your home freely, but always returning to you. That is love with trust. Love without cages. Try applying that in your own relationships. Give space. Let love breathe. Because that is how cats love, without control, without fear. And maybe that is why loving a cat feels so peaceful. It is the only kind of relationship where both hearts remain free. If you have been listening so far, take a moment to reflect. Has your cat been teaching you something without you realizing it? Maybe they have been showing you patience or boundaries, or how to find peace in solitude. Cats have this quiet way of being the mirror we didn't know we needed, one that reflects not our flaws, but our potential to love better. Every soft paw step, every silent gaze, every moment they choose to be near you is a lesson, not in obedience or ownership, but in connection. And the more you watch, the more you learn. Sometimes late at night, when your cat climbs onto your chest and stares into your eyes, it feels like they know something you don't, something ancient, something wordless. Maybe they do, because cats don't just live with us. They awaken something inside us, something softer, wiser, more aware. And once you have seen the world through their quiet lessons, you can never unsee it. But there is something even deeper they give us, something that doesn't end with life, something that crosses beyond time and loss. And if you have ever felt a cat's presence linger after they are gone, you already know what I am talking about. Have you ever felt your cat watching over you even when they are not in the room? Maybe you have caught yourself hearing a faint purr in the silence or felt a gentle brush against your leg when no one was there. To some, that is imagination, but to others, it is love that simply refused to end. Cats have always been more than companions. They are bridges between calm and chaos, between the physical and the unseen. And sometimes their presence reaches beyond the limits of life itself. Number 13. They help you grieve and let go. Grief is one of life's heaviest weights. It slows your heartbeat, clouds your mind, and leaves you feeling like the world has gone quiet. But if you have ever lost someone, or even just felt the ache of emptiness, your cat might have noticed long before anyone else did. Cats can sense changes in our breathing, scent, and body temperature when we cry. They pick up on emotional cues the same way they sense when we are sick or afraid. In one study from applied animal behavior science, cats responded more gently to humans showing sadness or pain, often by approaching and touching softly. That is an instinct. That is empathy. When you grieve, your cat often becomes calmer. They stay nearby, but don't overwhelm you. Their quiet presence helps balance your nervous system. The rhythm of their purring stabilizes your heartbeat. Their warmth grounds you in a moment where everything else feels lost. So when they press their body close while you are crying, don't think of it as luck or coincidence. It is healing, unspoken and sacred. Your cat isn't there to distract you from grief. They are helping you carry it just enough so it won't crush you. Number 14. They hold the space for those who have passed. Have you ever noticed your cat suddenly sleeping on a bed, chair, or spot that belonged to someone you loved? Someone who is no longer here. There is something hauntingly beautiful about that. Cats are drawn to warmth and energy, but sometimes they choose places with memories. Their senses pick up faint scents and subtle emotional imprints we cannot perceive. Some owners say their cats behave differently after a loved one's passing. They will meow softly at empty spaces, rest on items linked to that person, or stay near the door as if waiting for someone familiar. Science explains it through association and scent, but maybe there is more. Maybe cats are the keepers of emotional continuity, holding the invisible threads between us and those we have lost. They don't just help us remember. They remind us that love doesn't vanish, it transforms. So if your cat curls up on your grandmother's quilt or naps near a picture frame of someone gone, let them. It isn't strange, it is sacred. It is their way of saying, this connection still exists. Cats live in the space between worlds where memory and presence overlap. And in that space, they help us feel close to those we miss, not through words, but through peace. Number 15. They stay with you, even after they are gone. This one is hard to talk about because every cat lover knows the pain of goodbye. The silence after their last breath feels unbearable. The house feels empty. The world feels too still. And yet, sometimes they don't really leave. Thousands of cat owners have shared stories that sound eerily similar. Hearing their cat's distinctive footsteps weeks after their passing. Feeling a sudden warmth beside them in bed as if a small body had just curled up. Seeing toys move slightly or catching a glimpse in the corner of their eye that feels too real. Science calls these grief hallucinations, a coping mechanism of the brain. But anyone who has loved deeply knows some bonds defy explanation. Maybe it isn't about ghosts or the supernatural. Maybe it is energy, love so strong it leaves a trace, echoing softly through the walls of your heart. Even when their body is gone, the lessons remain. To slow down, to trust, to love freely and quietly. Their spirit becomes part of your daily rhythm. The empty pillow becomes a reminder that what they gave you still lives in you. So if you have ever felt your cat's presence after they passed, don't dismiss it. It is not a trick of the mind. It is love visiting home one more time. Because maybe God didn't take them away. Maybe He simply changed where they exist. And now, take a breath. Think about every time your cat has comforted you without words. Every time they stared into your eyes and made you feel seen. Every time they appeared when you needed them most. Maybe you didn't choose your cat. Maybe they were sent to heal your wounds, guard your heart, and teach you how to love without fear. They are not just pets. They are living reminders that kindness still exists. Proof that something greater is watching over us through fur, warmth, and purrs. So tonight, when your cat curls beside you, or when you think of one who once did, whisper a small thank you. Because every purr, every blink, every silent moment between you is part of a divine story. A story about how love can take any form, even four paws and a tail. If this video touched your heart, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe. Not for numbers, not for algorithms, but because every click helps spread more love and understanding about these incredible beings we share our lives with. And in the comments, tell me about your cat. Tell me how they found you. Tell me how they changed you. Because maybe that is how the story keeps going. One heart, one cat, one act of love at a time.